Free thinker here. Join me on this journey to discover the hidden dangers lurking in your relationships and learn how to conquer them. Ever feel like you're constantly struggling to maintain healthy relationships but can't quite figure out why? It might come as a surprise, but sneaky habits could be sabotaging your connections with others. These subtle, often unconscious behaviors can slowly undermine the trust and joy in your relationships. In this video, we're diving into the everyday habits that might ruin your relationships. From unconscious actions to seemingly harmless behaviors that have profound impacts. Recognizing and addressing these sneaky habits can build stronger, more meaningful relationships that bring joy and fulfillment. Let's get started and discover the sneaky habits holding us back from the relationships we deserve. The sneaky threat. So one of the biggest threats to our relationships is often hiding in plain sight. Sneaky habits that we might not realize even doing secretly undermine our connections with others. These habits often come from our insecurities or fears and can have devastating effects. They can erode trust, build resentment, and foster hostility. Understanding these habits and how they show up is crucial to avoid them. By identifying and addressing these hidden dangers, we can overcome them and build healthier, happier relationships. Recognizing the impact of our actions is the first step toward meaningful change. Let's embark on this journey of self-awareness and stronger connections together. Passive aggressiveness. Let's talk about passive aggressiveness. It's a big one. Saying one thing but meaning another. Or even worse, saying nothing but still managing to convey contempt or frustration. As the Stoics wisely put it, it's not the things themselves that disturb us, but our judgment about them. When we respond with sarcasm or dismissiveness, the other person may feel belittled, unheard, or unimportant. And when we avoid communication, it creates a sense of uncertainty, making the other person wonder if we're even invested in the relationship. Over time, these behaviors can erode trust and create a toxic environment. So how do we address this habit? It means being direct and honest about our feelings and fostering open and respectful communication. Doing so creates a safe space for dialogue and understanding, where both parties feel valued and heard. The blame game. We've all been guilty of playing the blame game, where we shift the focus from our actions to someone else's perceived shortcoming. This habit creates a culture of defensiveness and prevents us from taking responsibility for our mistakes. The Stoics remind us, "He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man alive." Shifting blame prevents us from confronting fears and insecurities and undermines our relationship's trust. Admitting our mistakes and addressing our flaws can help us build more honest and supportive relationships with our partners. It's about creating a safe space where both parties can be vulnerable and accountable. This fosters mutual respect and understanding, which is essential for a healthy relationship. Making assumptions. Let's talk about making assumptions. This can be crippling. It leads to misunderstandings, miscommunication, and even breakdown of relationships. We often need to clarify what the other person meant before we jump to conclusions. The Stoics remind us, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. By taking the time to ask questions and seeking understanding, we can avoid the pitfalls of assumptions. The practice fosters clearer communication and deeper empathy, ensuring that we fully grasp our partner's perspectives and feelings. Open communication can transform misunderstandings into opportunities for a deeper connection. It shows our partners that we value their thoughts and emotions, strengthening our bond. So, next time, instead of assuming, let's ask and listen. Building self-awareness. So here's the thing. Becoming aware of these sneaky habits is the first step to changing them. When we acknowledge our flaws and imperfections, we can start working on building healthier communication patterns. Relationships are two-way, requiring both partners to communicate effectively, listen actively, and work through conflicts together. The Stoics remind us, know thyself. This realization has been a game changer, transforming relationships from challenging and conflict-filled to effortless, joyful, and fulfilling. By committing to self-awareness and growth, we'll pave the way for more resilient and loving connections. It also helps develop empathy as we understand our triggers and responses. This journey of self-discovery not only benefits our relationships, but also enriches our personal lives. Building trust. Building trust is crucial for any relationship. When sneaky habits like passive-aggressiveness or blame shifting erode trust, it takes conscious effort to rebuild it. The Stoics remind us, trust yourself and you will know how to live. Trust is built through consistent actions, honesty, and reliability. Addressing our sneaky habits and committing to positive change can restore and strengthen trust in our relationships. Trust is the foundation upon which we can build more profound, meaningful connections with our partners. It's about showing up consistently, being transparent in our intentions, and proving that we're reliable. Trust isn't built overnight, but it can become the bedrock of a strong relationship with practice and effort. Each action we take to show our partners that they can count on us helps to solidify that foundation. Let us focus on being trustworthy and see how it transforms our relationships. Let's dive into empathy. Cultivating empathy is a game changer when overcoming sneaky habits that damage relationships. Empathy allows us to deeply understand our partner's feelings and perspectives, building stronger emotional connections. The Stoics remind us, no man is an island entire of itself. By practicing empathy, we can bridge the gap created by miscommunication and misunderstandings. Actively listening, validating emotions, and showing compassion can transform our relationships, making them more resilient and fulfilling. Empathy helps us respond to conflict with a calm and understanding attitude. It encourages us to see situations from our partner's viewpoints, which can prevent unnecessary arguments. Making empathy a cornerstone of our relationships creates a nurturing and supportive environment where both partners feel valued and understood. Story time. Let me share a personal story that perfectly shows the impact of sneaky habits on relationships. I remember feeling constantly frustrated with my partner, but not knowing how to express it. Instead of addressing my feelings directly, I slipped into passive aggressiveness. I'd make snide remarks or give silent treatment, hoping my partner would somehow understand my pain. This only led to more misunderstanding and hurt. It wasn't until I took a step back and recognized my behavior that things began to change. I started communicating more openly and honestly, and gradually our relationship improved. This experience taught me the importance of self-awareness and direct communication. By addressing sneaky habits head-on, we can create healthier and happier relationships. What have we learned? So what have we learned today? It all boils down to self-awareness, empathy, and a willingness to grow. Acknowledging our flaws can build stronger, more resilient relationships that bring joy, support, and a sense of connection. We have seen that passive aggressiveness, playing the blame game, making assumptions, failing to build trust, and lacking empathy are sneaky habits that can undermine our relationships. Stoic wisdom has shown us that these habits can be tackled through self-reflection and intentional action. Embracing this journey of self-improvement helps us foster deeper, healthier connections with those we care about. Remember, change is a process, not an overnight fix. Every step towards self-awareness and growth contributes to a healthier and happier relationship. Let's commit to this path together and build the relationships we deserve. Remember, as the Stoics say, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. If you have a personal story about overcoming a sneaky habit in your relationship, share it in the comments below. If you're new here, consider checking out one of my other videos on silence in relationship and how to build unbreakable resilience. And remember to like, subscribe, share for more content. Free Thinker out.